He enters the room like a caricature of power, shoulders back, voice booming, laughter echoing a little too loudly. His presence a performance designed to dominate, to claim space. He craves the spotlight, a moth drawn to an artificial sun. He believes himself a king. He does not see the observer in the corner, the one who remains silent, the one who sees not strength, but insecurity masked as bravado. The observer, the Sigma, watches with detached amusement. He understands the game. He sees the desperate need for validation, the hunger for approval that drives the other man. The Sigma does not need to shout, to posture, to assert his presence. He is content in the shadows, his power subtle, his gaze unwavering. The Alpha, for all his bluster, is transparent to him. The Alpha mistakes silence for weakness, for submission. He thrives on the illusion of control, blind to the strings he so willingly wears. He mistakes the Sigma's quiet confidence for indifference. He does not understand that true power lies not in demanding attention, but in commanding respect. Every action the Alpha takes is a performance. His voice, a booming declaration meant to drown out all others. His gestures, exaggerated and theatrical, designed to draw the eye. He surrounds himself with an entourage, yes men, who feed his ego and validate his every move. He mistakes sycophancy for loyalty, blind to the emptiness of their praise. The Sigma sees the strings. He recognizes the insecurity that drives this need for constant validation, the fear of insignificance that fuels the charade. The Alpha is a slave to the court he has created, constantly performing to maintain his illusion of power. The Sigma, on the other hand, moves with quiet confidence. He has no need for validation, for his power is intrinsic, not bestowed. He does not seek approval, for he answers to no one but himself. He sees the world with clear eyes, unburdened by the need to impress. The Alpha, in his desperation, is blind to the true nature of power. The Sigma is a study in contrasts. Where the Alpha craves the spotlight, the Sigma finds solace in the shadows. Where the Alpha thrives on competition, the Sigma sees it as a futile game for the insecure. He understands that true power lies in self-mastery, not in the subjugation of others. He observes the Alpha's need for external validation with a sense of detachment. The Alpha's constant need to prove himself, to dominate every conversation, to be the loudest voice in the room, is a source of amusement, not threat. The Sigma recognizes that this neediness stems from a place of deep insecurity, a fear of being overlooked, of being deemed irrelevant. The Sigma, secure in his own power, has no need for such validation. He derives his sense of self-worth from within, not from the fleeting approval of others. He understands that true power is quiet, self-assured, and needs no fanfare. The Alpha, in his constant striving, only highlights his own insecurities. The Sigma, a master of observation, understands that the best way to expose a facade is to simply let it stand. He allows the Alpha his performance, knowing that the mask will inevitably slip. He watches as the Alpha stumbles over his own insecurities, as his carefully constructed persona cracks under the weight of its own artifice. He observes the Alpha's need to control every conversation, to steer it towards his own accomplishments, his own perceived brilliance. He watches as the Alpha, threatened by any display of true intelligence or wit from others, resorts to subtle put-downs, veiled insults disguised as jokes. He sees the fear in the Alpha's eyes when he encounters someone who sees through his charade, someone who recognizes the insecurity that lies beneath the surface. The Sigma, in his silence, in his refusal to engage in the Alpha's games, exposes the Alpha's insecurities more effectively than any direct confrontation ever could. He allows the Alpha to unravel himself thread by thread until nothing remains but the hollow shell of a man desperate for validation. The Alpha, in his need to dominate, ultimately diminishes himself. He mistakes arrogance for confidence, aggression for strength. He seeks validation in the eyes of others, blind to the fact that true power needs no audience. The Sigma, in his quiet confidence, in his self-assured silence, reveals the Alpha's performance for what it truly is, a desperate plea for recognition. The Alpha may command the room, but the Sigma commands respect. He understands that true power lies not in forcing oneself upon others, but in drawing them in. He knows that the loudest voice is often the emptiest, that true strength lies in stillness, in observation, in the quiet confidence that comes from knowing oneself. In the end, the Alpha's antics become tiresome, predictable, his need for attention pathetic. The Sigma, in his quiet strength, in his refusal to play the game, emerges as the true power in the room. His silence speaks volumes, drowning out the Alpha's empty roar. Please like and subscribe to Sigma Summit for more insights.